Sefer hamidos, the book of traits, the book of attributes, the Aleph Beis book, Sefer Hanhagas Yesharos, proper customs, straight proper customs, letter Pei. Letter Pei. Pachad, fear, chapter fear. Pachad, fear 1. At the time that an evildoer becomes afraid, it is certain that, at this time, the Holy One, blessed be He, grants the tzaddik his desire too. Through fear comes stumbling. 3. Through trust, you will be saved from fear. 3 with brackets, through trust in God, you will be saved from fear. 4. A skula, effective way to nullify fear, is to remember our father Avram. 5. With charity, you will nullify fear. 6. An effective way to nullify fear, a skula, to nullify fear, is to say Hashem Tzavakois. 6. God of legions. 7. Through fear, arrogance is nullified. 8. Fear saps a person's strength. 9. An intelligent person has nothing to fear from a mere noise. An intelligent person has nothing to fear from a mere noise. 10. Someone who becomes frightened, even though he does not see his mazel, fortune sees. To remedy this, he should jump from his place a distance of 4 cubits, or recite the Shema, or say, the goats in the butcher shop are fatter than I. The goats in the butcher shop are fatter than I. 11. Someone who has fears should sing a song of joy. 12. By picturing the name Elokim before your eyes, fears will leave you. 13. Someone who consumes Jewish money, fears come to him. 14. Someone who is not careful with the blessings at the beginning and end, fears come to him. Brackets 14. Someone who is not careful with the blessings at the beginning and end of eating, fears come to him. 15. Through trust in, you will not have fear. 15 with brackets, through trust in God, you will not have fear. 16. Willow branches, Hoshanos, willow branches beaten on Hoshana Rabbah are conducive skula to nullifying fear. Willow branches beaten on Hoshana Rabbah are conducive skula to nullifying fear. 17. One who listens to and obeys a Torah court's decision will be saved from fear. 17 with brackets. One who listens to and obeys a Torah court's decision, Torah law, will be saved from fear. 18. 310 immersions nullify fear. One should also give a gift to a tzaddik. 18 with brackets. 310 immersions in a mikveh, ritual bath, nullify fear. One should also give a gift to a tzaddik. 19. Through truth, a person is saved from fear at night. 20. Through humility, you will not have fear. 21. A house in which there is fear, it is certain that the other side has a portion in it. 21. A house in which there is fear, it is certain that the other side has a portion in it. 22. When there is some fear and afterwards a fire comes, it is certain that the fear will be annulled. 22 with brackets. When there is some fear and afterwards a fire burning comes, it is certain that the fear will be annulled. 23. Fear comes through adulation. 23. Fear comes through adulation. 24. When Israel is united, the nations fear them. 25. When they forget Hashem, may He be blessed, and do not rely on Him, through this they fear the nations. 26. Through worry comes fear. 27. Through fear comes lies. 28. The light of a candle is a remedy skula for fear. 28. The light of a candle is a remedy skula for fear. 29. Through boasting of wealth comes fear. 30. Fear comes through anger. 31. Through worry and fear, the heart becomes sealed. In brackets, insensitive. 31. Through worry and fear, the heart becomes sealed, insensitive. 32. By learning Torah at the table at mealtime, one is saved from fear. 33. Someone who has fear, this is a sign that the Holy One, blessed be He, hides His face from him, and a sign that judgments rest on him. 34. One who does not confess his sins, fear comes to him. Second part of fear, pachad. 1. When fear comes to a person, he should know that someone who shares his fortune, mazel, has come into some trouble. When fear comes to a person, he should know that someone who shares his fortune mazel has come into some trouble. 2. Sometimes a person becomes afraid before some good comes to him. 3. Someone who flees from trouble is smart. Someone who flees from trouble is smart. 4. On a night that you have fear while sleeping, do not go on the road in the day. 5. When a person is on the verge of death, even if he is still healthy and does not know of his death sentence, nonetheless, he becomes afraid and says verbally that he will die. Chapter Redeeming Prisoners, Pidyon Shvim. 1. Through haughtiness of the heart, one falls into incarceration. 2. One who agrees with the non-Jews falls into their hands. Rather, one should contradict all of their words. 3. Someone who says a statement in the name of the one who said it brings redemption to the world. 3 with brackets. Someone who says a statement in the name of the one who said it, the originator, brings redemption to the world. 4. Through redeeming prisoners, the redeemers dispersed are gathered. Through redeeming prisoners, the redeemers dispersed are gathered. 5. Someone who does not leave his house is considered as if incarcerated. 6. Through the sin of homosexuality, one becomes incarcerated. Through the sin of homosexuality, one becomes incarcerated. 7. Someone who has mercy on prisoners, the Holy One, blessed be He, saves him from death. Prisoners, captives. Someone who has mercy on prisoners, captives, the Holy One, blessed be He, saves him from death. 8. Someone who is incarcerated, it is certain that his soul above is also incarcerated. 9. Someone who comes to the tzaddik and asks the tzaddik advice, and afterwards violates his advice. As a result, he becomes incarcerated. 10. One who feeds bread to the hungry, the Holy One, blessed be He, saves him from the jailhouse. 11. One who did not fix the sins of his youth, as a result, he goes to the jailhouse. One who did not fix the sins of his youth, as a result, he goes to the jailhouse. 12. Someone who is accustomed to performing circumcisions or providing for the expenses of the circumcision feast for a poor person. Through this, he is saved from the jailhouse. Someone who is accustomed to performing circumcisions or providing for the expenses of the circumcision feast for a poor person. Through this, he is saved from the jailhouse. Second part of Pidyon Shvim, redeeming prisoners. 1. Through lewdness, one falls into incarceration or foot pain sickness. Also, a student who had not reached the level of delivering a halachic directive yet prescribes. He does give the halachic directive, he yet prescribes, falls into this. Also, damaging spirits rule over him. Also, damaging spirits rule over, in brackets afflict, and in brackets afflict him. Also, damaging spirits rule over, afflict him. Nachmon 2. Charity is a skula conducive to nullifying all of those punishments. Charity is a skula conducive to nullifying all of those punishments. 3. Due to not requesting compassion on behalf of one's friend, as a result, one falls into incarceration, and a remedy for incarceration is to support some living creature. 4. Through having marital relations on days on which such relations are forbidden, through this one falls into incarceration. 5. When one of the children of Israel falls into incarceration, as a result, according to his aspect, the wellsprings of wisdom are sealed up from the wise of the generation, and the opposite is true when he is freed from incarceration. 6. Sometimes, through incarceration, one is saved from loss of children. 7. Through lashon hara, slander, one becomes incarcerated. 8. The hairs that grow on a person and the clothes on a person at the time that he sits in captivity, an ugly spirit rests upon them, which makes a person ugly and degraded. 9. Making an effort to free prisoners is a skula conducive. Prisoners captured. Making an effort to free prisoners is a skula conducive for childbearing. 10. someone who is involved in freeing prisoners, the captured. Through this, the great ones of the generation are included in him. Through this, the great ones of the generation are included in him. Chapter Precious Abstinence. Abstinence. Second part. 1. One who conducts himself with abstinence and afterwards retracts from it falls into additional lust, more than he had before his abstention. More than he had before his abstention. 2. Abstinence brings satiety. Abstinence brings satiety. 3. Abstinence from sexual relations is reckoned as a fast. 4. The sickness of coughing up blood is due to canceling from the sexual relations of the night of ritual immersion. In brackets, 4. The sickness of coughing up blood is due to canceling or refraining from the sexual relations of the night of one's wife's ritual immersion. Chapter Poisik, codifiers of the law. Second part. 1. By learning the codes of Jewish law until one is able to render halachic decisions, one causes numerous barren women to conceive. 2. Through studying the Shulchan Aruch, the primary book of the Jewish law, one comes to fear, in brackets, of heaven. 3. Studying codifiers of Torah law nullifies thoughts of idol worship. 4. When a wicked person rises in power, it becomes difficult to derive a new theory in the codes. Also, the words of judges are not heard in the ears of the litigants. Again, in brackets, also the words of judges are not heard acceptable in the ears of the litigants. Mamon. This was sefer hamidos, the book of traits, letter Hey, chapters Pachad, Pidyon Shvim, Precious, Poisik, Pachad, fear, Pidyon Shvim, redeeming prisoners or captives, Precious, abstinence, Poisik, codifiers of the law, Nachman, Miyuman.